Good evening, one and all present here, respected deans and associate deans, faculty members, participants, and my fellow students. I, Janvi, along with Anmol Bishnoi, are the conveners of Astrax 21. Welcome you all to the opening ceremony of Astrax. Space Technology and Astronomy Cell, IIT Mandi, along with International Astronomical Union's Office of Astronomy for Development, presents Astrax 21 in association with Geeks for Geeks. Astrax is the annual inter-college astro meet of IIT Mandi. As this is the first time Astrax is being held online, it's going to be different from the previous editions, but just as exciting, if not more. Despite these tough times, we are proud to kick off Astrax 21 with more than 700 participants from colleges all over India. We have with us Dr. Arnav Bhavsar, the Faculty Advisor of Space Technology and Astronomy Cell. He is also the Associate Dean of SRIC. He has always been a great support to us. I invite Dr. Arnav Bhavsar to address to one and all present here. Sir, we can't hear you. Could you unmute yourself?
Sorry, yeah, welcome to the first online edition of Astrax. Although Astrax has been happening, in the past, as Janvi mentioned, this is the first, online edition. And, of course, we have a lot of participants this time, and hope that it's, it's going to be a very exciting event. The coordinators have really worked hard and made sure that even if it's an online edition, the events are of the same intensity, of the same variety, of the same quality, and hopefully all of you will learn and enjoy at the same time. So what I'm going to do now is essentially just walk you through sort of the evolution of Space Technology and Astronomy Club at IIT Mandi. I have been fortunate to be associated with STAC since many years, right? And since the earliest years in IIT Mandi, uh, as earlier it was called an astronomy club, and then we changed the name to Space Technology and Astronomy Club because of very conscious reasons. And since its earliest years, the coordinators and the members of the club have been extremely active and very conscious about the multifaceted nature of the club. So it's not just, for example, it is not just a club where occasionally we go and observe the sky and so on. That of course happens in various astronomy clubs, but stack is, like I said, a multifaceted club wherein we are not just looking at observational astronomy, but also sort of the students also are involved in a lot of hardware and data science projects related to to astronomy and physics, right? So just to give some examples, of course I might miss some of them because as such many students have contributed in various ways. So in a short time I cannot really cover all of it, but just to give an example, so starting with the most well most natural thing that is related to astronomy is the observation, and we've evolved in observational astronomy by conducting very regular workshops for the institute community, the stack members, as well as occasionally for the rest of the institute community. And because of our enthusiasm, we've sort of collected now a bunch of telescopes, progressively increasing from a 4-inch, which we have actually made ourselves in one of the workshops, and plus a 5-inch, 6-inch, and recently we got an 8-inch telescope. And we are not really satisfied with that, so the club members are actually working on an in-house model of a 12-inch telescope, which is a work in progress, right? Similarly, I was mentioning about other projects. So beyond observational astronomy, people are interested in developing satellites, right? So there was a pilot project some years ago which involved developing a CanSat to measure weather related parameters and so on, and it was a successful pilot incidentally. And now we are sort of inspired, and the students are working on a balloon satellite project, which hopefully once the students are here after the pandemic gets over, it'll kick off in very well, sort of very high quality conditions. Then, of course, other than that, of course, we are a technical institute, and we pride in a lot of research work and projects work that a lot of students do across disciplines, especially in the areas of machine learning, data science, and so on. And based on that, this has also seeped into astronomy. In fact, the International Astronomy Committee, or the community rather, has been understanding or has been realizing the importance of data science, and I'm sure a lot of attendees, a lot of participants here would also be aware of it. Machine learning, data science, and so on. Incidentally, computational astronomy. So the stack has been conscious about this, and a lot of efforts have been made into sort of developing this direction. And some of the success stories which have been resulted into very high quality toolkits, open source toolkits that we made available, online on GitHub. Some of the examples include the Einstein Pi project, which basically involves simulations of general relativity, various concepts related to general relativity. It's actually a very popular project. You can visit the GitHub page and have a look at it. Similarly, there are other projects like we made some students in the club have made contributions to the SunPi project, which is another popular community for solar astronomy. Inspired by many of these efforts, in the past years, people have developed modules for things like detecting pulsars, detecting X-ray binary sources, image enhancements, and so on, which has again developed into a package called MiraPi, and so on. So the it's not just about doing small projects, but also about giving it to the community. So that is what we are sort of conscious about. And continuing this tradition, many students are indeed working on various other data science related projects. So it's actually they're actually using their skills and their aptitude as computer science students, electrical students, data science students, etc., into putting those skills into developing some very interesting modules for astronomy. Right. So, and incidentally, because of all these progress and all this sort of all these efforts that students have put in the past, right, we have this year, I'm very happy to announce that we have sort of got a good amount of funding from the International Astronomical Union, which every year which funds various organizations, various clubs across the world. And this year we've got a good amount of funding thanks to one of our members, the club. He wrote the proposal for this, and the funding is to actually popularize astronomy in the region of Himachal or Himalayan region, which typically has a little less awareness as such, right? At least the regions which surrounds us locally. So the idea of this funding is to popularize astronomy by doing various events for the awareness of, say, school kids, right? The balloon satellite project that I was mentioning is actually planned under this funding, as one of the projects here. And again, we plan to further build a proper infrastructure to again share the data science component of astronomy in a more structured manner. So a lot of exciting things are happening as a part of Stack, and this sort of shows how Stack as a club, as a community, is growing. And Astrax is another another proof of that, a very living proof of that. That the way the Astrax, the event Astrax is actually growing is almost becoming like a professional conference. So with this, I will end my sort of 2 cents on how Stack has evolved, and just to inspire all of you to contribute to Astrax in your ways, and have a happy Astrax. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, over to you, Janvi.
Thank you, sir, for that lovely speech. Now we have Akshata Jain with us. She was the founder of Astrax. So as we all know, Astrax began in 2019, and she not only laid the foundation of Astrax, but also led the first edition of the fest to a successful completion. I request Akshata to say a few words.
Am I audible here?
Yes, we can hear you, Akshata.
Okay. Sorry, there's a problem in my connection. So before I start, I welcome you all here. So being a part of Astrax, I think there's some problem in my side. Hello, can you hear?
Yes, Akshata, we can hear you.
Okay, so let me start. So let me introduce myself. So hello, I am Akshata Jain, a proud member of Space Technology and Astronomy Cell of IIT Mandi, and hereby I welcome you all to the Astrax 2021. It is good to have you here. So a couple of years ago, before the first Astrax, STAC, the Astronomy Club of IIT Mandi, had the idea to spread the vision of generating awareness about space and astronomy to new boundaries. We wanted more people to be curious about space. We wanted to gather the enthusiastic minds of the country under one umbrella to explore different realms of astronomy, astrophysics, and cosmology. With this particular idea, we thought about Astrax. So back in 2019, a small team with huge ambitions conducted the first Astrax. And now in 2021, lo and behold, we have come a long way. But this year is different. The times are testing. With coronavirus causing havoc all around, things are gloomy. These are difficult times and we need to pull through. You might question the relevance of all this on this platform. But believe me, if there is one thing that space exploration has taught me and humanity, it is the pursuit of hope and belief that exciting things lie ahead. For centuries, people around the globe have looked towards the sky, trying to make sense of what they see. Space has meant much more to humanity than mere scientific discovery. It has been a source of meaning for us earthly beings. Haven't you ever thought why space is given so much attention even when there were no immediate problems? Like even there were more immediate problems plaguing humanity throughout its existence? Even I wonder the same. So pursuit of space, unlike any other domain, is a far complex thing to do. But despite that, we have been obsessed about it because it stands for much more. It is the source of inspiration and of curiosity. Its limitlessness excites and humbles us at the same time. But more important than all this, during these times is one thing, and that is space. It has been a source of hope for humanity throughout the history. When times were tough before, tough people looked towards the sky, seeking comfort and peace. They prayed to the celestial gods, looking for signs and consolation. Through all this, they were gathering some hope and finding the courage and excitement to move forward. I believe through this edition of Astrax, and in turn, through our pursuit of space, we will reach for hope and courage in these difficult times. I know there is darkness out there, but who better than us is there to see through this darkness? So I call upon you to take out your telescope and reach for the stars, reach for the hope in these times. That was from my side. Now I hand it over to Anmol.
Thanks a lot, Akshata. It was very nice hearing from you. Now I'm going to present and give an overview about Astrax 21 to all our participants. Just a second. Yep. So Astrax this year, as you already know, is being held at a much bigger scale than previous years. We've got 4 keynote talks, 7 events, and a workshop, which is being organized in collaboration with the Rad at Home organization, which is a citizen science research organization started in 2013 by Dr. Anand Hota. Now I'll just cover the keynotes that we've got. The first keynote speaker would be Dr. Bala Iyer. Just a second. Yes. So Dr. Bala Iyer is the chair of Council for the Indian Initiative for Gravitational Wave Observations. The Indigo Consortium was the proposer of LIGO India, and he's also one of the principal leads in the same. In addition to this, he is also a visiting professor at the International Center for Theoretical Sciences at the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. He has been involved in research on gravitational waves over the last 2 decades. So basically, he's been studying gravitational waves before it became cool in 2017 when the Nobel Prize in Physics was given to Rainer Weiss, Barry C. Barish, and Kip S. Thorne for their research into gravitational waves. In his talk, he'll talk about how the first detection of gravitational waves from a black hole binary system in 2015 was a breakthrough, taking a century to realize, and how it was made possible through and how it was made possible. The potential impacts of gravitational waves on astrophysics, cosmology, and fundamental physics, and the future prospects. The talk is scheduled today, immediately after the opening ceremony at 5:30 p.m. The second keynote speaker that we've got is Dr. Laura Hayes. She is currently a research fellow at Dublin Institute of Advanced Science Studies, and she has worked as a researcher at the NASA Goddard Space Flight Research Center and the NASA Frontier Development Lab. Her research focuses on solar physics, or more specifically, the multi-wavelength study of solar flares, with a particular focus on oscillatory signatures observed in radio and hard X-ray observations. Dr. Laura will be talking about solar flares and coronal mass injections, how their sudden explosive release of magnetic energy, the what, why, and how of how solar flares release energy, and how we can build a better understanding of solar flares and the exciting opportunities that lie ahead. She'll be joining straight
Anmol,
from
sorry to
Ireland.
interrupt, but I can only see Dr. Bala's slide here.
Is it not switching? Am I not on Dr. Laura Hayes right now?
No, you're on Dr. Bala's slide.
All right, I guess now it is working.
Yes, now it's fine. Please continue.
Right. So I've covered Dr. Laura Hayes. I'll just repeat. She's a research fellow at the Dublin Institute of Advanced Studies, and her research mainly focuses on solar physics. Uh, she'll be taking a talk on solar flares and coronal mass ejections tomorrow. She'll be joining straight from Ireland, and you'll be able to join her talk at 3 p.m. Then the third speaker that we've got is Dr. Somak Raychaudhuri. Dr. Somak is the director for the Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics, or better known as IUCAA at Pune. After his post-graduation and doctorate, both from the UK, he worked at the Harvard Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics in USA, where he was also a part of the team that built the Chandra X-ray Observatory for NASA. After teaching for over a decade at University of Birmingham, he returned to India as head of physics and dean of sciences at Presidency University, Kolkata, before he became the director of IUCAA. Dr. Raychaudhuri is also a fellow of the National Academy of Sciences, Royal Astronomical Society, and the Astronomical Society of India. His research involves a wide range of topics in cosmology and astrophysics, from the ground and from space. He'll talk about in his talk at Astrax, he'll talk about the most extreme environments in nature, where the forces of gravity are so strong that even light cannot escape. Yep, if you've guessed it, it's black holes. You'll definitely enjoy his talk at 5 p.m. tomorrow, where Dr. Somak will discuss several ways in which black holes are detected and explore the connection with past, present, and future research opportunities in India. Our fourth and final keynote talk will be by Dorje Angchuk. Dorje Angchuk is an engineer at the Indian Astronomical Observatory at Hanle, Leh, and he works at the Indian Institute of Astrophysics, Bangalore. He's among the key staff members involved in the commissioning and operation of the telescopes at IAO. Apart from this, apart from his professional contribution, he's an outstanding astrophotographer. His pictures have been featured in leading publications such as the New Yorker magazine. In his talk at Astrax, he'll go deep in the history of astronomy, how astronomers study the universe by collecting faint light emitted by distant celestial objects. But ever since the dawn of industrialization, the skies have become more and more polluted. If you've looked at the events that Astrax has to offer, one of our events, the IAU's case study, is on the very same topic. Be sure to check out his talk on be sure to check out his talk on the topic preserving the dark and starry skies, our natural heritage, to get a deeper insight into the same. Now let's proceed on to the events that will be held under Astrax, something that all our participants should be really excited about. These are the events that have all the various prizes associated with them. The first event would be Shooting Star, the astrophotography contest. This was a pre-event where participants submitted pictures that they've clicked during the duration of the event, and they're going to be judged by our panel of judges. A portion of the points awarded to the participants is based on the likes and the number of uh, the the reaction from the audience that they receive when the pictures were posted on the official Astrax Instagram and Stack Facebook channels. Please do check out and do like the ones that you like, or maybe the ones that your friends have submitted. The second competition would be Estrella. This was the blog writing pre-event. Again, the entries are now closed. This also has a portion of the marking based on the reviews that potential visitors give. Be sure to check out the submissions on the official Stack Facebook group. The third event would be Enigma, the astronomy hackathon. This has multiple easy to moderate real world astronomy problems to be solved using programming. The problem statement for Enigma releases tonight at 8 p.m. For further details, do check out the rulebook and the Discord channel for any updates that you might receive. The next event would be Gorgonaut. This is the astronomy quiz. Pretty straightforward. If you think that you're a space enthusiast and you're thorough with your facts about astronomy, be sure to check the event out on the 16th of May at 1:30 p.m. You do need to register for it separately because the platform requires you to. The next event would be Mission X. This is International Astronomical Union's case study event. The problem statement was released over 24 hours ago, but the event has multiple phases, starting from the initial submission of the draft uh, to the submission of the presentation, and then if you're selected, presenting your reports and your findings to a panel of judges joining in straight from the International Astronomical Union. The next event would be Infinitesimal Abyss. This is the paper presentation event. Under Infinitesimal Abyss, you need to submit a PPT on an astronomy or astrophysics related project that you may or may not have worked on. You will be judged based on how you present it, right? So if you've got a knack for astronomy and you feel that you'd like to share your if you've got a knack for astronomy and you prefer and you think that you can explain topics well, this is the event that you should be working on. the last event would be War of the Worlds. This is a fun event, and if this requires knowledge of Marvel, DC, anime characters that you most surely already have, and if you've bragged, or if you've discussed, or if you're just a geek like me, be sure to check out this event. It's got two rounds. The round one is a quiz on the 15th of May at 9 p.m. and selected entries will participate in a debate. The debate has several topics. More details will be shared soon. Please do join the Discord server again for further details. Now I'd just like you to go through our sponsors. The title sponsor for Astrax this year was the International Astronomical Union's Office of Astronomy for Development. The Astrax has received grants from OAD to promote astronomy amongst university students, and the goal for OAD is basically to promote astronomy for development. Our second sponsor and our associate sponsor would be Geeks for Geeks. If you've been if Geeks for Geeks is basically synonymous with programming doubts. If you've ever been stuck somewhere, you've probably visited GFG. GFG introduces itself as a computer science portal for geeks. It contains well-written, well-thought, and well-explained computer science and programming articles, quizzes, and courses on topics ranging from full-stack web development to data structures and algorithms. Our technical sponsor would be Unity. Unity is India's largest digital student community with more than 14,000 members across 150 cities pan-India and abroad. Their experienced mentors provide holistic and personality development training to members alongside a wide range of skill development courses, which are curated in line with industry demands and prepare the students for professional world in practical and application-oriented manner. Now comes the workshop. This year, Astrax brings you the workshop by RAD at Home. RAD at Home is a zero-funded, zero-infrastructure, nationwide inter-university citizen science research collaboratory, which has been growing as a startup under the University Grants Commission and has been supported by over 24 research and educational institutes all over India since 2013. All right, all of these are big terms, but what exactly is the workshop about and for? So basically, a major part of astronomy is radio astronomy. You must have seen all of those massive telescopes. I mean, you might have seen the giant meter wave radio telescope array, the big antennas, possibly in several movies and all. And these are the antennas that are used for research into astronomy, because a major part of astronomy is through studying radio waves. So the workshop offers several live talks, and then it's got practical demonstrations, and also it's got extended mentorship. So for a very minor fees of rupees 199, you'll you'll even get extended mentorship. The topics that you'll cover in the workshop, the what you'll learn from the workshop is you'll go home making UV optical IR radio images of astronomical objects using RGB Maker, a free online tool. You'll be able to analyze multi-wavelength galaxy images having actively accreting supermassive black holes, analyze radio images of the sky taken with the GMRT telescope, largest such in the world and pride of India. And thus you'll be able to contribute to citizen science discovery program in astronomy in India. So basically you'll be able to learn how radio astronomy works. You'll be able to directly read data, open source available data, and all of this data. There is such massive amounts of data that people haven't even been able to go through all of it, and there is a lot more to discover. And after attending the workshop, you might go home after you might be able to discover some deep space object eventually. You might think that this is just, I mean, it is impossible that I, as a university student, discovers some deep space object by just attending a workshop. But no, the RAD at home collaboration has actually possibly discovered. So further research needs to be done, and they've possibly discovered deep space objects, and they've been rewarded over 50 hours of observing time by the GMRT, just to confirm their discoveries. The registration for the workshop was supposed to close last night, but if you're still interested, we've kept it open for one another day. And be sure to check out the workshop's brochure on our website, astrax.in, and maybe participate in it. The fees of rupees 199 is very small when compared to, you might go home, you might have a deep space object possibly named after you. You might discover a deep space object. So that is it for the overview for Astrax 21. And here I'd like to, yep, that's it for Astrax 21. And here I'd like to sign off.
So before we close the opening session, I would like to thank IIT Mandi for supporting us with Astrax over the last 3 years, as well as in general supporting us with with a lot of support for doing various activities under the Space Technology and Astronomy Club. This includes well, support for space, support for infrastructure, support for well, monetary support, in needless to say, and of course uh, you know thankfully our location enables us to almost anytime when there are no clouds in the sky, almost spot the Milky Way anytime by just walking a few hundred meters out of our campus. So I would like to end this by thanking IIT.
With this, we'd like to declare Astrax 21 open, and we'd like to begin the proceedings for Astrax 21. Next, we've got the keynote talk for Dr. Bala here. Please do check it out. It's on a very interesting topic, that is gravitational waves. And yep, and also one last point, all participants, please do join the Discord server for any doubts that you might have and for any announcements that the organizers might make.
So I think
Thanks a lot.
the link for the talk is a separate link. It's not on the same.
Yes, sir. The link for the talk has already been mailed to all participants, and the talk is going to start at 5:30 p.m. Please be sure to check it out. Thanks a lot.